Hello? What they mean device not connected? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right. Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello. We good? I think we're good now. Hello, hello. You're all right, yo. What's up, y'all? What's up? How y'all feeling today? We gonna do a little live today. Yeah, but with the headphones, I can only hear you with one side. Let me fix that. I know exactly what to do. My bad. Hold on, guys. Are we good now? Are we good now? You should be able to hear it out of both ears. I think I know what I'm doing. I might be a little tech savvy. Let me know if you hear it out of both ears now. Yes, sir. Okay, see? I told you I got you. What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Good, good. That's good. I'm chilling today. I'm chilling, y'all. I ain't doing too much. We're gonna do some debates though. Elasto boy is beast. Or Atlas boy. I don't even know what he said. Been chilling, bro. That's good. That's good. Last time I was in your Remember, guys, only request if you want to debate. I'm trying to get some debates in today. I'm looking for some clips. You're an honorary Somali Democrat Republic congressman. Am I Somali? Remember the video when you said diversity and unity aren't oxymorons? What? Hooray. Yes, hooray. I don't know. Y'all just be chatting in my comments. What y'all be talking about? WAIE, love your Instagram, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. And that's another thing, too, bro. It's crazy because I had a whole nother fan base built on Instagram, and I didn't even realize that. Like, I never realized that. Are we going to get him in here? Yo, AIE, how do we throw a KTG?
Hello?
Yo, do you disagree with racism is
Yes,
not
I
logical?
I, dis- I disagree. I do think racism is logical.
Okay, so could I have your reasoning behind it?
Yeah, listen, Oh,
This nigga just shit in the mic. Great way to start, guys. Oh my gosh, bro. Next person. He said, bruh.
Man, fuck that nigga. He a bitch. Let's bid with him, yo. Word is
Yo,
born.
where you from? You from Philly?
Nah, I'm not from Philly, bro. I'm from Louisiana, dog. I
Louisiana?
just like, I just like, I just like droning with y'all niggas, though. Y'all niggas be getting
Mm,
sturdy and shit, son.
we don't
I
say
be in
sturdy.
Germantown, bro. I
See?
be in.
See? You messed up. We talking about sturdy. Unless you talking about like we sturdy, but you saying getting sturdy. We don't get sturdy. That's New York. Yo,
Yo, bro.
do
This
you
is
think
love for
racism is logical?
no. This is love from England. I love your content, innit? I was gonna say one more thing,
Yeah.
bro. Can you help me wipe my bum, bro? It hurts, man.
Oh my fucking gosh, bro. What do you have? Hemorrhoids, my nigga? Why do I have to help you wipe your ass, twin? Use your arms, bro. Don't try. Bro. This is what I be talking about, bro. See, this is why I don't go live. Y'all talking about yam, bro. I'm black. I am a black man. I have a nose, bro. My nasal passage allows me to not be a mouth breather. I'm sorry to tell you, I am not forced to be a mouth breather. I know. Next person, y'all. Damn. Love you, bro. Love you too. What is John Cena doing? Yo, do you think racism is logical?
Yo, bro. Hey, bro.
Fuck, it was chimichanga night last night, bro. Everybody just need either help wiping their ass or they just farting in the mic, bro. Y'all niggas is crazy, bro. Are we gonna get one debate? Could we get one debate? AIE make the racism is not logical smaller. All right, thank you. I'm gonna do that. Give me a second. We're gonna try to get somebody in here, bro. Anybody do a debate?
Hello.
Yo, did you want to?
No. What? Yeah.
Why does she sound sick? Twin, whatever the fuck you got, don't get on TikTok live until you done fighting whatever fucking sickness you got, bro. Because that shit sound definitely, I don't know, that shit sound critical, bro. Twin, what's your best email? My B email?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, do you think racism is logical?
I do not. Wait, no, hold on. I do think racism is logical.
Do you or do
And I
you
have an
not?
example. I do. I do.
Okay, and what's your reasoning?
All right, so I'm gonna let's use like Europe as an example.
Right.
I don't know if you're aware, but there's a big influx of like Muslims and all that, like North Africans. I feel like it's logical because a lot of the immigrants that do come in, like for example, where I live, Italy, do come under situations that really don't put them in a situation to like not be a criminal. So like if you see somebody that's different from you, you're probably gonna think, oh, we're here and he doesn't look like me. Everybody that doesn't look like me is kind of wrecking my country. I'm not gonna go around that person. I feel like it's logical if you look at it in that
Well,
way.
you didn't really like give any reasoning. You just said you kind of just like reset the argument. You basically said like I just think it's logical because if people see somebody that's different from them, they may think that they're a criminal.
Nah, not necessarily. I'm saying they're a criminal because of not really statistics. I mean, no, yeah, statistics and all that. Actually, you know what? You're a nigger, bro.
See, you just lost the argument. GG's, bro. Like they claim IQ and look at him, bro. He literally he conceded immediately. He didn't even try, bro. Can niggas try, bro? Like I don't want to get on live and just sit here and not even have like an actual argument. Yo, did you want to debate? All right. Yeah, I'm not even gonna react. Like when they say that N-word, I'm not gonna react because that shit means nothing to me, bro. If them niggas aren't even on the same level to have a conversation with me, bro, he had 10 seconds. I, I didn't even say my second point.
Yo,
Yo, do you think racism is logical?
I kind of do
And
a
what's your
little
reasoning?
bit. I mean, I'm not really racist against any everybody is equal in my thinking, but like the Jews are a bit,
There you go.
shaky.
Can I ask you what race are you?
I'm white.
Okay, so the same thing can be said for Anglo-Saxons in America or the white race in America. I mean, they run almost everything. Majority of businesses, corporations, and cabinet is run not just by Jewish people, but also white Anglo-Saxon Americans that didn't come from the actual continent of America. So, I mean, like, if
Yo,
you would be willing to say the same hatred you have for Jewish people, you have for your own race as well, then, like, I mean, I guess I still wouldn't agree because that, like, just train of thought didn't make sense, but
yeah, I still think that the Jews are a bit of like the elites. They control a lot, and like there are proof.
do
Like you
white
got these, like they've been into banks, the families spread in Europe, spread all over the world, bro. They know money, they know jewelry, they
Do you
know stuff
know?
like that.
Do
You know
you
what I mean?
know? Yeah, yeah. But I'm about to. Three white individuals in America alone own literally more than the entire middle class right now. They're all white, by the way, not Jewish.
Jews can be white as well.
Yeah, I mean, so then you're talking about the religion. You're not talking about the ethnic Jewish person.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the race. You can still be
So
white and
then, so
Jewish or
then you
black and
don't.
Jewish.
So then it's not racism. You just don't like the religion of Judaism.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
Correct.
then you don't think racism is logical. You think just
No,
the
I think everybody's
partial.
the same.
You just
But
think.
I think the
I
ones that
mean,
are Jewish in particular are a
I'm
bit.
I'm not gonna have like an argument or like a theological argument because like I don't really argue on that. I'm agnostic, so I don't have anything to defend the Jewish religion. But as long as you don't necessarily hate a minority or just a group of people ethnically because of their ethnic or ethnicity, then I don't have anything to argue with you about.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, good talk.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not a theist, so I really can't do those theist arguments, but I just think people don't know what racism means. Yo, do you think racism is logical?
Yeah, what's up? Sorry. I mean, I think it's more of deductive. So if I'm in a general area, I mean, I guess I'll give you a better example so you can internalize it. If I'm a woman and I'm surrounded by very violent people, and these violent people tend to be men, and I tend to be weary of men in general, and like obviously being a man is an immutable characteristic. that's just like a trait that you pick up and you deduce that like, oh, because 10 out of the last 15 occurrences of where I experienced violence or somebody close to me experienced violence, this person happened to be a man, then I can like rationally assume I should stay away from men. So the
Let me
same thing
ask
can
you a
apply.
question.
Like, sure.
So why stop at race and not just use the men category? Because if we look at any sort of crime statistics, we know men blow women out of the water in almost every sort of crime, especially violent ones. So why stop only at
I
a
just
specific
used
race? No, yeah, you just
I
said
just
that. So I'm
used men
saying,
category.
yeah, so I'm saying, why even attribute it to just one specific race of men when you can do it for the entire men? Because
Yeah,
this
it
is
doesn't
about
have.
racism.
Yeah, so I would ask then, why are you drawing the line at like if I'm not using like the pattern recognition argument. I know what it is, but like it could be anything. It could be people of a certain religion. It could be people with a different set of ideals than you. So if somebody is from a different part of the world, let's say somebody from El Salvador has a set of norms and cultures that just differ from yours, and this like obviously is like emphasized, right? Like it's noticeable. You can measure what is different between them and you, and that ends up in like harming you or committing any sort of like harm towards somebody you love. Then I don't think that there's a problem with like saying I should make these conclusions about this person. I think
So
what
let me say
actually would.
this,
Mhm.
right? There's two things I just wanted to say. Number one, before we get off the first topic, I just wanted to say this, right? Your original argument about using men, that's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is, and you have to be 100% honest here, which would make more statistical sense and logic when you're deducting, avoiding all men or avoiding one subset group of men and just ignoring the rest of men who also have a way higher chance of violence than women. Which one would be more reasonable? Ignoring all men, correct?
Yeah, ignoring all men, of course.
Okay, so that's why I didn't draw the conclusion at a specific race, because according to your logic, we would have to just all men. It shouldn't even
Well, no,
stop at race.
I didn't. Hold
But
on, I
and then
didn't present you.
my second point was this, right? We're gonna go on to your second point about cultures and things like that. Number one, assimilate. I think assimilation is important. I think that depending on where you're going, you should assimilate as best as you can in that country, because that does help. But that doesn't mean you have to lose your own culture where you came from. But I don't see a bad thing on specifics of just bringing culture over. And you would have to make the argument of a culture being inherently violent or bringing inherently higher crimes.
Okay, I obviously it's like a horrible debate tactic. I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to be able to emphasize anything or articulate anything inherently violent about any like culture, right? I'm not even obviously like you can say like cultural relativism and say like, oh, because they grew up this way and like under these certain pretexts and conditions, like they ended up being like this. Obvious, like you're going to try to trap me in that hole. So in the first example that I set, the parameters were you were a woman and your perpetrators were men. But those parameters don't have to be confined to these two like specific categories. It could be like multipolar. It could be like men who are above 6 foot and also have brown hair. These are the people that like in the last 50 times you've been assaulted. This has been the specific demographics of the person
So
that has assaulted you.
can I ask a question on that specifics? So then you're not making a point for racism being logical, and I need you to understand that, because you're saying the parameters could be anything. It doesn't have to
Well,
be
so
racism. So I'm asking specifics of racism. Why would it be logical to base it off somebody's race? That's all I was
yeah, so
asking.
I okay, so I think it's better to just like come to like a specific like um definition or like how you see racism being illogical. Like what's the axiom to say like racism is illogical? Then I could argue off of that because I feel like I'm just arguing to the wind right now.
Well, I mean, you got to argue on the topic. That was the whole topic. So, what did you try to like?
I mean,
contend on?
like I said if you have like deduction power or like if you have the power to come to conclusions based off of a set of facts or a set of patterns, oh my god.
Mhm.
But the same thing can be said like applied even if it happened once, right? Let's say me and you have like a really bad interaction the first time I meet you and you're the first person I've seen with curly hair. I can like obviously it's irrational because you're only like one person that I've met, but I can extrapolate that and say, yeah, bro, typically people with curly hair just like have really quiet voices. So I think that what comes from like typical bigotry is like Johnny will say that like, oh, all brown people are really annoying, and then Johnny will tell that to everybody else. So now everybody else, without their own prior experiences, will just repeat what Johnny says, but I think on a basis of like, hey, I've experienced this, or this is what like the result of my nation or the result of my experiences are. I don't think that's a illogical thing to come to. I think it's it might not be like polite, like it's not polite to do that in like modern society, but I don't think it's illogical. There's definitely nothing within the laws of logic that would say that like, oh, this is not like a good conclusion to come to. At least how I applied the first example.
So my thing would be this, right? In order for that to truly be the case, it would have to have one thing of there would have to be a good majority of people of a certain race doing things to you. Because if it happened once or twice, like for example, if I get in a fight with a white guy, right, and I get beat the fuck up, and I'm like, yo, I'm not going to, the first thing in my mind, and this is where I differ from a lot of white people, the first thing in my mind is not going to be like, yo, bro, this nigga's white. Let me think about his race. It's going to be like, yo, that guy's an asshole. I don't fuck with him as a person. My thing is this, right? If you're talking about having personal experiences, that is fine. You can have your own personal experiences. But just because you've ran into bad people of a certain race does not mean that you now have the authority to make assumptions of other people based off of their race. Like the same way I wouldn't do that for them. So the only way I would say that even applies is if they are constantly going through that on the sense of every single fucking day they have that, and every single person they've met has confirmed this. But 9 times out of 10, they walk past.
So wait. I think you said.
Hold on, wait. And I want to.
That's arbitrary. That's really arbitrary.
Well,
Tell me how much. What's the majority?
Hold on. Yeah, okay, it can be arbitrary, but even if so, what you're saying is confirmation bias. You're saying if it confirms in your own reality, then it is valid now, right or wrong. You're saying that if you can confirm it with your own bias, because think about it, those same people who might have had a run-in with a black person and had a bad experience, they passed probably 10 more black people that same day. But confirmation bias only sees what you want to see, and then you make your own opinions off that. So that is
okay. So would you tell that? Bias. Would you tell that to let's say you have a daughter or you have a niece, right? And obviously it's statistically likely that a man will be your perpetrator, but it's not statistically likely it will be a random man, right? Most of these SA, CSM, these crimes that happen are repeat offenders. So you can't come to the conclusion that it's all of these people, but I would say it's in your best interest to assume the worst and then like have a racist, I guess, like tendency to avoid certain things or certain behaviors or certain people for your best interest. Obviously,
it wouldn't. My fault. Don't mean to cut you off, but it wouldn't be based off of anything that they're genetically predisposed of. It would be 100% based off of social actions, and I think you can judge people off of their social actions in a social space. I'm not going to tell my daughter to not talk to this man because he's white or because he's 5'4" and they're more known to be perpetrators. I'm going to tell her not to talk to somebody if they're rude or if they casually show signs of them being someone that she's not supposed to be with. It has nothing to do with the physical characteristics of them being genetically.
So you don't believe in like avoiding people because of a set of ideals?
Ideals are not a genetic thing. So these are all social backgrounds. Again.
Yeah. Okay. So even like race to an extent is like a social condition. We developed it, like it serves utility, of course, but it's not like anything inherent. And I'm not like an essentialist saying that like, oh, if you're Mexican, this is going to probably be how you behave. It's not the argument that I'm presenting, but if you're like saying that like, oh, because of like the social conditions, it's racism is not a like logical conclusion to come to, I would disagree. So similarly, like something I would let me say something that it might be easier for you to digest. If you say like avoid X person because X person believes in like National Socialism, is that not some like if they were conditioned, right, to become a National Socialist, and you say like, hey, National Socialists tend to want to stab people. Is that like a not a logical conclusion to come to based off of like a pretext of these are typically how National Socialists behave?
It wouldn't be. If your reasoning for not liking a National Socialist is because they tend to stab people, then 100% no. The reason why you shouldn't like National Socialism is because the idealism is literally putting one group of people up or propping them up among an entire globe of people. That's why I would. So like you only did, or the way you phrased your question was off the predicate that stabbing people was the reason why people don't like National Socialism. So you would have to make a better argument.
I mean, it doesn't like it can be anything that's just not really
because National Socialism
accepted.
Because the reason why people don't like National Socialism, obviously, it's a social thought, but it's because of physical things that have happened in history.
Okay. If it's like you can disassociate National, let's just say somebody who's like a reactionary right, or somebody who is they really like Mussolini, right? Like they really like authoritative sets of government with like hierarchical structures. Would you say like, oh yeah, it's probably best to avoid these people because they tend to not be good people. Like that
Yes,
that's make like
but let me explain why. Because they have a mindset or already know their social thinking or the way they might have an actions towards what they're saying. Because when they're clearly saying, okay, this is me, these are my ideals, thoughts, and morals, when they're saying their political opinions, then obviously I know what type of person they are. But if somebody, you can't denounce that to race, because when somebody's just a race, you have no idea what their political opinions are, who they are as a person, or what they value. But when somebody tells you their values, of course you can discern the information.
okay,
And know if you agree or not.
perfect. So this is going to be like a tertiary, or like not even. It's going to be like a two-tiered model, right? So if I associate a certain religion with a certain group of people, and it's statistically likely that this religion probably is associated with this group of people, then it wouldn't be like a great leap of faith to say like, I don't like this set of ideals. Just like you don't like Mussolini, you don't like this type of structure, the type of people that come out of like Mussolini-esque circles. I don't like the type of people that
Well,
come
why
out of
don't you like
these
the race?
circles. So
Why don't you?
sure,
Why don't
no,
you
no,
like the race?
okay. Let me give you a super easy example. Let's say Taoism, right,
No,
or
wait,
any
wait.
dharmic
Even
religion.
before that, I'm just asking you, why don't you like the race? It's not because of the race. It's because they follow the religion. So it is not a problem based off race. No matter how you try to break this down, it's the problem based off religion. You said, I don't like this race because a good majority of these people of this race follow this religion. It has nothing to do with the race. And you know that. You keep trying to bring it back. You can't make an argument for the race. You're making an argument for a
So do you want me?
theological argument.
It's because I'm trying to say PC and associate it with like better examples so you can digest it better.
No,
But
I don't need to
don't.
digest it better, because every time you try to make me digest it better, you don't make a point. Please say your point, bro. You're just like we keep going back to the same point. I'm going to explain this to you now. You're not
Okay.
you're not making the predicate based off of their race, and you know this. You can agree with me that it's because of their religion. You even specifically said, if I see that this specific race, more people in this race tend to follow that religion, then it is now logical for me to draw the conclusion that, oh, I'm more likely to run into somebody of that religion with those ideals, and I don't like those ideals. So it has nothing to do with their race. It's the fact that their race is related to the religion. You're not making a racist argument. You're making a theological argument.
Okay. I got you. Don't worry.
Were you able to digest that?
I was perfectly able to digest
Okay,
that. Thank you.
Great.
Okay. So I just want to ask. You think it's proper to come to a set of conclusions based off of somebody's religion, but not based off of their race?
I don't either, but I can understand that for the fact of this, right? Do you think it's 100% okay for somebody, if they're Christian, right? And they want to marry a Christian because in their religion it says that they should marry somebody of their religion. That is 100% fine. And they
No. I'm
that's
talking
literally
about
discriminating off of somebody's race the same way you said off of their ideals. That's in the way that I would say is fine. But I'm not going to say that they can just say, oh, I don't like this person because they're Muslim. No, that is different.
Perfect. Okay. Let me just.
If you want to interact with them on a relationship basis based off of that.
Okay, let's just recycle back to the very beginning. If I don't want to associate with people that are Mexican, because and I know race is really like a bad like position to argue off of, but like racism is multifaceted. Like you can be racist to Mexicans, but Mexicans are technically white. Like so like specifically talking about Mexican people, right? Like if I say that like, I don't like Mexican people because where I live in my city, Mexican people are the worst and they're in all sorts of gangs, and you're saying that like that conclusion to come to is a leap of faith that's really bad because you haven't met every single Mexican person.
No, it's because number one, that your argument is not based in any sort of logic. When I say I dislike people because of their theological beliefs, it's 9 times out of 10 because I can read up on the Bible where they study and know what they think. You can't read up on the Mexican Bible.
I'm not even talking about their theological beliefs.
Yes, you are.
What are you talking about?
Because you said it's okay to not be around somebody based off of their religion. That was the first. But you said, why isn't it okay for me to do the same thing with Mexicans in my city? I'm telling you why. Because saying, oh, I don't like Mexicans because they're in gangs and such, there's no actual proof or reasoning behind that. There's no Mexican saying that. But if I say I don't like the ideals of Christianity, it's because I can read the Bible and I know the ideals of Christianity. And any Christian, I would assume, follows the Bible because that is mandatory of a Christian. There's nothing mandatory of a Mexican that they have to follow. You're not making an argument.
Okay. So then I would I actually agree. I think you're kind of following the line that I want to conclude at. You're saying all essential. Can I finish? My brother in Christ, please allow me. So Do you think at the end of the day, essentialism is bad in general? Like it's not really good to come to a set of conclusions based off of any immutable characteristic, whether it's race, religion, faith, gender, any
No, I
immutable
think
characteristic or set of conditions.
there's a lot of conditions that I would say that it is okay to. One of them being bodily autonomy. Like if your ideals or set of
What?
ideals, like if your ideals or set of ideals harm someone else's bodily autonomy or affect someone else's bodily autonomy, then of course I'm going to
I'm not
disagree with
talking about
that.
like any. I'm not talking about rights violations. I'm saying essentialism. Do you think like a set of any immutable characteristics coming to a conclusion based off of those characteristics is a good thing? Like saying that like, oh, all white people are this, all men are this, all women are this, all
You
gay
know
people
my
are this,
stance.
all black
Obviously
people are
not
this.
if I'm saying that. So what is your point, bro? Please, bro.
That's just to conclude. I mean, if you want to conclude there, I think it's really hard for me to argue off of that. But as long as you can conclude that essentialism is bad, I think. I mean,
So you agree racism is not logical because racism is a part of essentialism.
yeah, sure. Are you
Oh
okay? I
my
feel like
God, bro.
Are you okay?
You're not real.
What do you mean I'm not real? I just wanted to have a good little argument, man.
But
I actually don't hate anyone.
What is your argument? I didn't even know what your
I mean,
argument
at
was.
first, so I to be fair, I don't really know who you are, but I read a comment that said like you hate white people, and I just wanted to see if you're willing to continue that. Like, I wanted to set like a framework and see if you would come to the conclusion that all essentialism is bad.
Just
But
watch my live. My literally racism.
this is pure sophistry. I just wanted
hold
to.
on. Trace, I understand that, and you're literally able to have a conversation, so I know you'll be able to understand this with your context clues. If I say racism is not logical, that includes racism towards white people. Racism is a fucking universal thing. Why could you not draw that conclusion before joining my live? You could have read above my head and seen that.
Oh, I don't know. This is kind of
bro,
like
you're trolling, bro. What are we talking about? Yo, these niggas are not real, bro. Oh my gosh. These niggas are not real, bro. This is why I don't go live no more, y'all. This is why I don't go live. This is why I don't go live, bro. He just wasted my time. He told me at the end he was wasting my time the entire time. But that's a W. As long as you don't think racism is logical, bro, I don't got nothing to argue with you with. Yo, do you think racism is logical?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to waste your time. I just wanted to say something about what the last guy said about the whole clumping everybody together as a group and saying, I don't like this group because of this particular quality. Why does it always apply to the negative? Like they'll say, I don't like blacks or Mexicans because of this, this, and this. It's never, I like all blacks because I met a really nice black guy today that helped me change my tire. It's always a negative. It's always a negative that they love to clump together. They never use that logic on the other aspect of the argument.
Well, I appreciate you coming up. That's confirmation bias. You 100% correct, bro. Thank you. I'm about to get somebody
Thank
else.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
No, he's right though. That's confirmation bias. Like they'll literally walk by 20 black people before they walk by one that might give them a problem, and the only one that'll be on their mind is obviously the one that gave them a problem, bro. It's confirmation bias, bro. At its finest, bro. Yo, do you think racism is logical? Do you think racism
bro,
is
what up?
logical?
Yes, I'm racist. Yes, I
Alright,
think
so
it
why
is.
are you racist?
Because I hate niggers. Fuck niggers. Fuck niggers. White power. Fuck niggers. Fuck niggers.
You're gonna get me
You dirty
banned.
nigger.
Yo, he lucky I gotta go on Twitch, bro, because I could really start frying niggas. Like he was gonna realize real quick that saying that word's not gonna do nothing to me, bro. Oh, I could just smell the Eastern Europe through the mic. I knew he was in Eastern Europe. It sounded like a Motorola phone. You know they don't got iPhones down there yet. Maybe in 2029 they might get their first iPhone 4C. Let's hope. Yeah, I'm saying if you want to, bro, go for me in the bio, please, bro. All right. Do you think racism is logical?
Actually, I do not believe that racism is logical.
Thank you
But
for coming up. I appreciate it. Guys, I don't have time. If you think racism isn't logical, then you agree with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? We locked into it. Yo, everybody, make sure y'all spamming up the likes. We got 22. Yo, hold on. For a second. Thank you, 22K likes. I'm about to shout out gifters. My bad, God. I did not see this gifts. Y'all are going crazy right now. Hold on. I can't see your name is backwards, but crying emoji. Thank you for the heart me. Christian Cross Sign, thank you for the heart me. We really doing this. Thank you for the heart me. Co-Rove, thank you for all the roses, and we really doing this. Yes, we really doing this, my nigga. You know what time it is, bro. All right, next person up. We gonna get the next person up, y'all. My bad. Hi, yo, what's up, Darwin? Thank you for the heart me line. I'm about to follow back all my gifters as well, bro. I gotta make sure to do that. I did say I was gonna do that. I'm following back all my gifters, y'all. Hold on. All right, I just followed back all my gifters. I gifted. Have you ever ran by a live creator castle? No, I've never seen that before. Yo, do you think racism is logical, Robin?
Oh, sorry, bro. I didn't realize I was in the queue.
All
But
right, thank you.
so
Yo, following back everybody gift. Damn, thank you for the gifts, bro. I can't even see everything that's going on, bro. I'm following back everybody now. I appreciate everybody's gift to me. Real rap, for real, y'all. Y'all are going crazy. Ricky. All right, we're gonna get the next person up. Y'all, I'm gonna do the debate and then I'm gonna follow all of the gifters as well. Shout them out. Everybody in the comment, which I think of in the comments. Nobody talking in the comments though. I think Robin agrees. Most likely, yeah. Yo, Corio, do you think racism is logical?
Yeah, I do think racism is logical, but only in the sense.
Only in the sense.
Only in the sense that. Sorry, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's a little delay. My bad if I'm talking over you. What were you saying?
No, it's all good. I was just saying that it's logical in the sense that I think racist people are, by and large, and I do think there's some sort of evidence for it, that they are just primitive in their thinking. They think like tribesmen from thousands of years ago. It's you can't. It's very hard. I think.
And you would say that's logical though, to think like that. Because
well,
you gotta think about it.
Logical, yeah. Sorry, go on.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but you gotta think about it. Like, if we're saying primitive traits are logical, humans killed other humans back then as well. That was just a logical thing to do. You know, it was kill or be killed, survival of the fittest. There also wasn't really consensual laws for humans back then. I don't think that's a logical thing to do in modern day society. So I feel like just because you can prove that something even comes from a genetic ability back in the day doesn't mean it's a logical thing to still do.
Yeah, no, I would say that there's a sort of, I don't know if the word distinction would be, like, I would say it's logical as in you can see, like, for example, oh God, my brain's tired. What example did you just give there?
I said like,
yeah, humans used to murder each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's almost like it's not right, it's not moral. Okay, like, do you get me? But in the same way, I can see, like, for example, someone being racist, I can see how, like, someone lives in a village over the mountain, and then you go across. I can understand how someone would look at them and be like untrustworthy.
So this is my thing,
this person's going to take my
I understand what you're saying. Like, I understand you can assert an ability. Like, you can understand how they may have come to what they have come to, in a sense of like, not everybody is going to be taught racism is bad, and there are obviously going to be people who are taught racism by their parents and they have no control over that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, just because you're able to discern that doesn't mean that you should now think that it is a logical form of thinking. Like, people come to all ways of illogical forms of thinking, whether that be mental illness and things like that. But we don't say it is okay after the fact. We try to make them change, or we do the best to help them from these mental illnesses. So I would say the same thing for racism. Like, you can acknowledge the fact that people are going to be racist. Like, nobody's denying that. And we realize, like, it's not always someone's fault if they're racist, because you learn that strictly from your parents. But it's more of the fact that we're addressing it and changing the ideals, not making it an acceptable thing.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, I think my argument just sort of hinges on, like, me understanding where, you know, like every human has biases and sort of things that they, you know, you just don't realize, you know, it's sometimes it's covert and then sometimes it's overt. I just think, like, I can understand how, like, I can see the logic. I guess we've got different sort of definitions, but I can understand the logic for how someone's racist, but it doesn't make it right. As a, like, black guy myself, it's like there's been some bullshit.
So I was going to say
I went through.
And look, Saint Bear, brother, at the end of the day, I would say this, right? Like, there's one thing to be able to discern how somebody may have come to this, and I agree with you, but I just think where we differ is the fact that, like, We think it's a logical thing. Like you
Yeah.
said, there's a difference in logic. So I do appreciate you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring
yeah, no,
somebody
no.
else up.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming up too. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
All
Cheers.
right. Don't mean to cut him off, y'all. I'm about to leave soon, so I'm trying to get as much people as I can. I'm sorry. All right,
What's going on, you filthy nigger?
Yeah.
What's
All right,
going
so,
on,
wait,
nigger?
is that all
White
you?
power,
Look at
what,
You're
nigger?
chipping out. You're chipping out. Are
Yeah,
you wanna,
what,
do you
nigga?
wanna
I'm
have
not chipping out, you filthy nigger.
Look at you. You're so bad. Anyway, do you want to have a
Yeah, talk,
conversation?
nigger.
Are you able
Yes,
to have a
nigger.
conversation? So
Yes,
why do
nigger.
you have a flag? You know that entire fucking Confederacy lasted
Because I
less than
support
Fortnite.
racism, you nigger.
You support the fucking foundation that lasted less than Fortnite. You niggas
Nigga,
are
we
chapter
bring
1,
you to
season 1 to
America. Be
chapter 8,
grateful,
season 1.
nigga.
My nigga, you
We
niggas are
gave you
chapter 1,
jobs when you
season 1,
didn't
bro.
have shit, nigger.
And y'all lost. GG's,
We
my
gave
nigga.
you
Get out of here.
jobs when you
Mr.
didn't
White,
have.
I appreciate you, bro. Go back to your bro. This nigga lasted 3 Fortnite seasons, bro. Y'all niggas suck. Y'all put up Tony Snell numbers, bro. Holy shit. All right, next person. He was obviously a troll. All right, yo, Chappy Gox. Thank you for the fucking hat and mustache. Dang. Followed you back, twin. Already followed you back, Parasocial. Thank you for all the gifts. I really appreciate it. Warhol, I followed you back already. Thank you for the gifts. Lemon, I followed you back as well. Thank you for the gifts. Y'all are going crazy, bro. Holy shit. Y'all are going crazy. Yo, J-Dub, you got a request if you want to come up. Yo, Real Blood, do you think racism is logical?
No, but like I have some questions about it.
What's your questions?
How would you argue against pattern recognition?
You just flip it. You can make a pattern out of any fucking group of people if you look hard enough for it. So it's just like it's the idea that no pattern really is going to be useful when the fact that you can make a pattern from literally everything. Patterns do not mean correlation.
So it's basically propaganda.
I mean, yeah, but it's just like it's better. Every time somebody like says pattern recognition, I tell everybody in the chat, just type pattern recognition because them niggas are gonna lose the argument. Like I genuinely haven't lost the argument to pattern recognition for the fact that it makes no fucking sense. You can make a pattern for any group of people, no matter who it is. I promise you.
All right, thank you.
Yep, I appreciate you coming up. And I'm so, oh, my fault, y'all. Voice crack of hell. But I'm so glad I got more into content like this because, bro, before I was using my brain on just fucking Fortnite, y'all. I promise y'all, bro. I cracked, yo, what is, yo, I need some mods in here, y'all. I need some mods in here. Type 1 if you want to be a mod. Type 1 if you want to be a mod. Because I'm getting these niggas out of here. Yeah, we're going to mute account. Boy, you getting muted. Fortnite is tough, though. No, real shit, bro. Oh, Renine, I'm going to make you a mod, too. I got you. Hold on. Yo, I can't make nobody mods on here. Why? All right,
Yo, what's
Renine,
up?
add some people as mods that you trust. S1K D1, I'm gonna make you a mod as well. My fault, twin. I'm about to. We're gonna get to it in a second. Yo, S1D, I just need y'all to look in the chat, and if anybody's spamming, please just make sure. You know what I'm saying. All right, we getting more mods in here. I got y'all. More mods in here. Hold on. Asia, I think I seen you before. All right. Yo, do you think racism is logical?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. So I appreciate you for coming up, twin. Thank you. So I'm only looking for people who think racism is logical right now because I don't have a lot of time. If you just like me, bro, I appreciate you. We locked in, my nigga. You know what's up. Next person, 14 Waffle. He got a fucking it profile picture. You know that shit by they be.
I do think racism is logical.
You do?
You dirty nigger, white power,
my
fuck niggers.
gosh,
Hell,
bro.
hell.
We have another fucking Bolivian meatball in my comment section, bro. Get out of here, my nigga. This nigga smell like Albanian moose knuckles, bro. All you do is churn butter all day, bro. You have nothing. There's nothing eventful in your life. I promise you. Yo.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Do you think racism is logical?
Yes and no.
You got philosopher in your name and you think racism is logical, twin.
I'm black.
That's worse. You a black
Bro, I think
philosopher? You think
listen,
racism is logical?
Listen. Like brother to brother, listen, bro. Like every race has their downsides and their upsides, bro. Like black people, like we're more like the average black, like majority. If you go to Atlanta, if you go to like any other place,
They're just
Atlanta
gonna
does
be
not
ghetto.
count, bro. That's like Florida for white people. Atlanta is black people what Florida is for white people. Would you
Yeah, but
really,
I feel like every race has their good
bro? We
traits
not
and
doing that.
negative traits.
All right, look, I understand that, but I'm not about to let you use Atlanta. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna lie to that.
Okay,
I've lived
okay,
in
that's
Atlanta.
valid.
We
That's
gotta use
valid. That's
somewhere else,
valid.
bro. That's
No,
like
that's
Florida, bro. That's
valid.
like Florida, bro. We're not using
That
Atlanta. We're not using Florida.
that's dead ass valid. All right, now let me hear your point, bro.
They said he not black. Yeah, well, no, I could definitely tell by somebody's voice if they're black or not. He's black, but
If you go to my profile, literally,
no,
you'll
I
literally
already, I
see I'm
already know
black.
you're black. Like I already know you're black. I
Yeah,
can hear it by your voice. But I
yeah.
was about to say, no, well, it's just not logical. Like even I was joking when I say we're not using Atlanta, bro. Obviously, I used to live in Atlanta, but even if you go there, like, what is your point?
Well,
What is Atlanta?
I'm from the suburbs, bro. I'm from fucking Colorado. Like I live in a like like
Have you ever
I'm
been
not
to
like
Atlanta?
yes, and I got robbed.
When did you go to Atlanta?
I went to Atlanta last summer.
And
Or
where did you get robbed?
yeah.
Where you get robbed at?
Bro, I was staying at a place. I got my DoorDash robbed, and then I got my fucking
Do you know it was a black person that robbed your DoorDash?
yes.
How?
Yes.
How?
Bro, I saw the nigga leave with my Zaxby's. I've never had
How?
Zaxby's
How?
bro. bro.
How?
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Where
All
did you
right,
see him
listen,
leave with
listen.
his Zaxby's, bro? And
I'll
you
give
about
you
to tell me a nigga taking a 4-piece combo with bread and coleslaw is the reason why you don't
all
like
right,
your own race?
nigga, listen. I'll give
You
you a
about to
quick story.
fry
Right?
me, bro. You put coleslaw that nest. No, I can't even add like Zaxby's ass. It's
Listen,
good. But
listen. I'll give you the quick story.
Son.
I'm with my white homeboy. We're visiting because cause of convention, right? Nigga, I ordered $50 worth of Zaxby's that I never had before. And then we open the box, right? When it gets here, this nigga ate everything and then left our fries.
Oh, he lying.
And then I run
He
downstairs.
lying. Nobody eat never in the history of DoorDash has a nigga just opened that shit, took the box, ate it, and then still delivered it, bro. If them niggas eating your food, they're gonna be 4 blocks away on a corner behind a park that got 50 shooters in the past week, chowing your shit down. They not gonna be eating your shit and then got the nerve to give you the empty box, bro. And then my thing is like this, even if you got the food, bro, when you pick the food up, you can feel that there's nothing in the box, bro. You're just lying, bro. Bro, I got deductive skills, bro. You're not gonna lie to me, bro. You're not just gonna get up here and start lying. Y'all niggas be lying too much, bro. Y'all moms never told y'all not to lie. That's another thing. A lot of y'all niggas wasn't raised by y'all moms, bro. And that's a bad shit, bro. Y'all got no morality. No morality. This shit get wicked out here, y'all. Welcome to the Yamly, bro. I started the Yamly.
Fuck
Please
niggas.
stop. All right, Mikhail Bridges. Thank you. Next person. Let him speak.
Hey, how's it going?
Yo, do you think racism is logical?
I wouldn't say it's okay, so let's define racism.
The prejudice.
Just
against
prejudice
people-
based on what?
Phenotypical
Based
expression.
phenotypical expression. Okay. So okay, you know what? That's I'll say that's fair, but I will say that there is a cultural piece that we need to look at.
Okay, and do you think that which culture or number one are you talking about first?
Okay, I'm an immigrant, right? I come from North Africa, and even me, I'm just saying this, right? It's a completely different culture. It's just, in the West, I live in Canada, it's libertarian, and that's not a bad thing per se, it's just different.
But you would say that you would want people from your home country to switch their cultures and things that necessarily aren't right?
Honestly, it obviously a religious culture will obviously benefit me more. So I don't believe in separating the state and the church.
Your argument goes out right there though, because you're saying that your culture is better because of your religion, but that's not an actual
Okay, but I thought you said phenotypical expression.
Yeah, but you were trying to say we were getting into cultural behavior.
Then your logic is flawed.
No, because we're off the phenotypical expression. You said you agree with that. I'm specifically talking about when you were talking about cultures being better than other cultures, because that's what you brought up after the fact, right? I just got to make sure we're on the same page here. We're talking about culture now, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm saying is this, right? Do you like living better in Canada or Morocco? And that's honestly.
Okay, so I was born in Kuwait and I lived in Egypt between the ages of maybe 0 to but I learned English growing up. And honestly, I would rather live in Egypt, but like I don't have that choice, right? And that's honestly the goal, right? I'm in school, and right, I'm trying to leave Canada.
And why do you think Egypt's culture is better? What makes Egypt's culture better?
Okay, so it's not about what makes Egypt's culture better. It's the fact that libertarian culture, you know. Yeah, I don't really mess with it. I think there's, you know, some sort of
My friend, we don't have any argument because you're arguing on the basis of libertarian culture. I thought we were talking about racial culture now, but if we're arguing on libertarian culture, I'm not arguing about if libertarian, even though you're just chatting, bro. You clearly live in a libertarian culture because your parents wanted a better fucking life, which obviously is going to happen when the places they move to have been taking advantage of resources of countries you used to live in. But anyway, like, I don't know. I feel like we just keep getting off topic. That guy and the other guy before that just kept like moving off topic more and more and more. I don't know. But as long as I'm seeing a difference of people are actually thinking and not saying that it's logical now, which is a good upgrade. At least we have people identifying that's not logical. Yo, do you think racism is logical?
I think it's logical. I think it's applaudable. All that.
And what's your reason, William Dickerson?
William Dickinson, buddy.
My fault, William Dickinson.
So, what was the question again? Why do I think it's logical?
Yes.
Well, since the beginning, and I promise I'm not going to say the hard R, and I also want to tell the chat I'm not an undercover brother.
Well, you are an undercover brother. You probably are about to say the hard R, so you my man, so I got to get you out of here. Why would you even address that you weren't going to say the hard R when that was never even brought up? Now you're just telling me you're about to say the hard R, my nigga. Like, why do people do that? I'm not about to steal this candy. Steal the candy 2 seconds later. Like, nigga, why would you say anything, bro? LARPing for what? He deaf for undercover? No, 100%, bro. He was just talking to talk. Yo, some nigga, like, if y'all want to, like, I'll make a podcast if y'all just want me to yet with y'all. Like, I'll yet with my fucking viewers, but come on, bro. Stop saying you racist when you not, bro. That's terrible. I know you see AI. Yo, King, I'm following you right now. My bad. Yo, King, you follow because you definitely did gift me. Yo, Looks Maxer.
Nope.
Sadly, I gotta follow Looks Maxer now, trolling. But come on, we don't promote Looks Maxer. Come on, I appreciate all the gifts though. Twin, I followed you.
Yo,
do you think racism is logical?
I do. Yeah, I do.
What's your reasoning behind it?
But hold on, could you like define what you mean when you say racism is logical? Cause like
I don't think
I kind of want to know how to form my argument because I don't.
Okay.
I low-key just joined.
I don't think it's logical in a social sense, meaning that there is no benefits. It's all negatives. I feel in a social setting to be racist, especially in America, which is the number one multicultural, other than Brazil, place in the world.
All right, bro. Hey, I'm gonna give it to you. You decimated exactly what I was finna say. I'm not even gonna lie.
I appreciate
you. Got
it,
it, buddy.
You stay.
No problem.
Right. Hey, look, yo, we are all getting. Yo, this is perfect, y'all. I'm glad we are seeing progress. But he sounded black, so he should have already had that take 100% anyway. That should be hurting my chest. Like, it's like, bro, like, you a POC and you think racism is logical, twin? That's where we at.
Yo, bro, I love you, bro.
I love you too, twin. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. I love you. Keep it up.
Shout out Doom, y'all. All right, we gonna get like 2 more people in here. If y'all, all right, type in the chat if you think it's logical. Because I need people who disagree. I'm trying to get clips right now for my debates. So I could get more people to come into the lives and we have better debates, y'all. Logical. Kai Bear said he thinks it's logical. All right. We're going to Kai Bear. We're going to get you in here, brother. Yo, do you think racism is logical?
In a specific circumstance.
And what would that circumstance be?
I'm not racist to no race at all except for Jewish people because, you know, hey, now hear me out though. I know what you're going to be like. You could put that on Christians. You could put that on Muslims. But if you look at both those religions, they both condemn extremism. Jewish religion does not condemn extremism, bro.
I wasn't going to put... Oh, so you're against the... So that's not... You're against the theological view of Judaism. As long as you're not hating on them because they're ethnically born to somebody who was Jewish before, I don't care. Like, but if you're saying
Nah,
that
nah,
you
nah, nah,
disagree
nah.
with the
Not just that.
religion,
Like,
I don't really care. Like, I'm not making an argument for the Jewish religion.
yeah,
I
my
just think
nose
it's a
is
bad
big like
idea.
theirs. It's not about like their features and stuff, but like I don't like what they're doing and how they back it up and this and that, and they own all the banks. And I'm going crazy
They
over
don't
here,
even
man.
own all the banks.
Yes,
White
they
people own all the
do.
banks as well. Like, I'm telling you, if you're gonna
They
like,
own Pornhub.
if you
I've been
look at
cooning since I was
bro,
13. My dick don't even get up because of
you
them.
are this close to class consciousness, bro. As soon as you drop the Jewish label and you realize how many execs in general that we just don't like that hoard wealth, I'm on your side only on the point that you're just saying like fuck every other billionaire. Only Jewish billionaires are we going to worry about, as if that's going to stop some system when the other billionaires are fucking just as rich. When you realize
But they're on
three white
top of
men,
the other billionaires, bro.
no, they're not. 3 white men in America own literally the entire same amount of money as the entire middle class of America. 3 white men.
Okay. So I see. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Fuck the white people too,
Yo, we never gonna reach class consciousness, y'all.
brother. I'm trying to see, bro. I'm conscious.
Fuck the bourgeois, my nigga. Fuck the bourgeois, bro.
What is the bourgeois? What am I missing?
Yo, Twid, search up class consciousness. You my mans, bro. You so close, bro. You so close. You my mans, bro. Yo, we gonna get there one day. Look, he was attempting. I'm glad he was attempting. If you in here, bro, I seen that you was actually trying to like hear me out. So search, bro. It has nothing to do with just one group of people. It is just any person that is making a certain amount of money that you realize that there's no way they made that money ethically. Like there's millionaires that can make ethical millions of dollars, but there's no way you're a billionaire and you made your money ethical. There's not a single fucking way in the world, bro. You have to be ripping off somebody no matter what part of the chain of command that is. You are not, like, there's no way. Logical. Who thinks it's logical? I want to finish my debate.
Yeah,
Right.
but these Jews are part of cults, no?
So are white people. So are black people. So are Asian people.
Yeah, but usually, what are these? Are they as high as them though? What they own?
No. I mean, white people are, and then are you just talking about in Western society?
I'm talking about like who owns the banks, who owns the schools, who owns the governments.
Oh
Who are
well,
they?
no. Then I would think it was like it's. I'm not gonna act like there isn't a majority of
It's Jewish people.
but it's not just majority Jewish. Over 80% of wealthy people, and if we're talking about Western society, specifically America, where I'm from, I don't know any other statistic. They're Anglo-Saxon. They're white. Alright, he left. He didn't even try to attempt to argue against that, bro. Jesus Christ. Natural born Chad Light.
Yo,
Yo, are you Chad Light?
I gotta talk to you about something. So look, I'm not joining up this, right, because I disagree with you, but I do say that since me and you are, I don't think you've been responding to my messages, but I would really like to be in a position in which me and you are having more intellectual conversations about this, because I think that the world needs to be educated in terms of racism being, something that needs to be abolished.
Have you tried
I
starting up
feel
your
like
platform?
every time that I try to, it's like most people are still, just like I can't really say the word, but what happens every time that a black guy goes and tries to educate.
So this is the thing, right? And this is why I make my videos, because bro, that's gonna happen, bro. Like as a black man, or black person in general, you have to work 3 times harder than anybody else in a lot of social settings, bro. Like even me just being a black man and doing what I'm doing, bro. Like people be like, "Oh, you're black," and try to invalidate my argument, bro. He came to Mog in the camera, my nigga. Never mind, bro. I thought he wanted some real sauce. I was trying to help my mans, but anyway, I'm gonna just explain it to you now, right? You probably was trying to actually listen. That's my bad, but. Like, bro, as a black man, bro, ignore that shit. You gotta ignore everything like that people are saying, because none of that shit is true, bro. Unless they are logically breaking down your argument and destroying it, bro, they don't win. Don't let them win for just saying racist shit, bro. I promise you, it's so easy to just turn off my phone, bro, especially when they're just saying shit that I've heard since I was like 12. They're not even like funny or new with their shit. It's all old shit. Yo, do you think it's logical to be racist?
It can be, yeah.
And when would it be logical to be racist?
Okay, so can we be clear? The basic definition of racism to fit it is discriminating by racial or ethnic group, right?
Yeah, based off their phenotypical expression.
Sure. Okay, so if a group has a behavior that's disproportionate to other groups, we could discriminate them from the other ones and
An
say
entire race?
people from this group, yes, they have different behaviors.
Well, yeah, but what behaviors are what? And you would have to be specific because, like,
I mean,
there
it could be
no
a good
set
behavior, it could be a bad behavior.
Do you think that there are set behaviors or preset behaviors that every race intrinsically has?
Not that every single individual of that race has. I'm saying
Or
as an
even majority?
average, as a majority or as an average, yeah, compared to other ones.
Can you give me one for white people?
What about white people?
No, I'm asking you, can you give me one of those traits for white people? Because you said every race has one.
Okay, so like white people invented a massive majority of inventions that we use nowadays,
That's
right?
also a lie. You would have to prove that, but that's also a
Well,
lie. It's actually Asia.
they
And
did.
we can search it up.
97% of inventions come from Europe.
Oh yeah, if you genuinely believe 90% of inventions came from Europe, I don't know what to tell you. You have not even looked in a
Well, they
singular
did.
history
I
book.
can give you another example if you want. Then, how
You have
about
to give me
let's
proof. No.
say
All right, give me
let's say
proof of
African
this.
Americans, they're better physically, right? They perform better in sports and
It just
athletics and
depends.
so on.
It depends. Well, that's also a social thing as
Well,
well.
they do.
Like,
As an average,
hold on. I'm going to
they
explain why.
compete better.
I'm going to explain why. There's actually a study I just seen broken down on this more recently. But it's not just on the fact of, that they're black, they're going to be more genetically assertive. But there's two reasons for that. The number one thing is that African Americans were genetically bred during slavery to be on average faster or on average stronger. That doesn't mean that their race allows them to do that. It's just that the remaining people of that race or of those slaves were genetically bred for this type of
Okay, so
movement.
I'm not
Not only
talking
that,
about just within America.
hold on. But
That's not relevant. We
well,
have lots of other African countries where they are also superior when it comes to muscle mass, so on. Not just African American slaves have been bred.
The only
This
African
goes for all
dominated
African
sports,
countries.
the only African dominated sports are the ones that African people tend to play as much anyway, and that's just the number one thing. Like, number one is usually running
You can
sports.
look at the Olympics.
Hold on,
You can look at the
it's usually
Olympics.
running sports because of fast twitch muscles, and that is not because they're black. That is simply because people in Africa have different ancestry than some people in Europe or other countries that allow them to have faster twitch muscles. That is literally just entirely based off the genetic
Right, but that's what I'm
lottery over
saying.
time.
Within that
But how
race,
is that?
they
How is that?
have that fast twitch muscle thing,
That's
right?
just a lie, though. It's not just
They have
intrinsic to that race, though. That's the thing. You're saying as if it's a category of that race. It's not a
have
category
a
of
higher
that
rate
race.
compared to other races.
But
More
it's
of them
not a
will have it than other races.
correlation does not equal causation. So you would have to say that the race is the reason for this.
Are you really going to argue and say that there's zero difference between races? Zero genetic differences or behaviors?
If you want, there's zero noticeable differences that would be on a high level. No, I don't think so. I think that they're all just phenotypical differences.
That's crazy. So we couldn't class races in income they earn. We couldn't look at the races and say
because
this race
guess
on
what?
average earns that. This race on average earns
No, because race was made in the 1700s, and guess what? Italians and Irish weren't even considered white for the longest. So we couldn't classify races
Okay,
because
so
we couldn't classify races because we didn't even know what the fuck races were for majority of the time. Race was even a thing. Like, if you think about it, not Egyptians, Ethiopians, which I am half Ethiopian myself, I would have been considered white or a Caucasoid for a long time in the race category. So,
okay,
but you clearly
listen.
could say I'm not white, right?
I didn't think I was coming up here to argue that, we can just do basic logic. Can we class people by age? Can we say 20-year-olds on average earn this much, 20 to 30-year-olds on average earn this much? Can we do that?
We would, but we would have to do that based off of what? Actual statistical data, looking at the statistics. So what would you do for
Yes.
race?
Is that possible? Is that theoretically possible?
Yes,
We
it
could
is theoretically
take
possible.
brackets with age and give an average for each one.
Yes, it is theoretically possible.
So is it theoretically possible we could do the same thing, but instead of age, we use race?
Well, you would have to give me an example of how it would work. What empirical data would you be able to use for race? Because when they're looking at how much somebody makes, they have empirical data of that. Because guess what, people, you have to pay your pay stubs and you have.
I'm
to
just asking you: is it possible to swap age out for race?
I said, give me an example where it would be possible. I don't think it is, but you would have to give me an example. You're making the argument.
Give you an example. I'm just asking, can we
You are.
change
It's the burden of
what
proof is on you.
factor it is?
I just said I don't know. You would have to give me an example. So, do you want to give me an example so you can make your argument, or are you just going to keep
No,
asking me?
this is just very basic stuff. This isn't even my argument of why I came up to argue. This is just me getting you to understand logic of how we can class
Okay,
stuff.
I just said I don't know. So where do you move on from here?
You know,
I
back
don't
to my
know.
original point, races will have different, you know, behavior and statistic across everything.
So what?
Right?
Like I said before, I'm now answering my question. What possible scenario could you do to replace race for wage in that, or for age in that sense? You would have to show me where you could have empirical data based on race, like you could for wages.
Okay,
Because
so
you brought that
say
up.
for crime, because when everyone's arrested and put into prison, you know, we record their race.
Yeah, so white and black men would both be perpetrators of this. So you think it would be okay to discriminate against white and black men for that?
So every race of man would
Now
be
it's every
part
race.
of that
Look
if
at
they
you
are in.
backpedaling. Look at you backpedaling. You were just about to bring up
I'm
crime
not
statistics.
backpedaling.
Now you're saying every race has crime statistics. So then there's no point in bringing it up if every race does it.
Backpedaling.
There's no point in bringing it up if every race does it.
I'm just clarifying that there's more than just black and white people in the country.
Okay, but I'm
You
asking
know,
on
we have
specifics of
Mexican,
black
we
and
have
white
Asian.
people. I'm asking you on specifics of black and white people because black and white people are the two
about them?
largest in the country I live in, America.
So we
that
could
do these
compare those two groups.
are the two
Compare those two
largest.
groups.
Yeah, we can compare those two groups. On average, white men and black men proportionally make almost about the same.
There you
amount of
go.
violent
There's
crime.
okay.
So
So there's
even
some
if
logical racism.
should we be able to be racist towards black and white men for this crime statistic? Yes or no?
I don't know what you mean by be racist.
The whole idea we're having is
Between the two
racist
of them.
and logical.
Yes.
So we should be able to be
Then
racist
yes,
to white.
sure, yes.
All right. So you're saying that you yourself have the ability, or people should be racist to you, based off statistics that have nothing to do with you. That's your viewpoint.
Be able to, if there's a question concerning the white race, they should be able to look at the white race group for their
That's not what I
behavior.
asked. Not
Whatever
what I
it
asked.
is. Yes.
I said,
yes.
do you think people should be able to make the assumption on you based off of your race because of a statistic that has nothing to do with you? Because I guarantee you haven't went to jail for any violent crime.
It is to do with me. If it's from the white race's behavior, yes.
So how does that have to do with you? So all right, wait, actually, all right, perfect. Group. Hold on, wait, perfect. So if a white person grapes a child, that also falls back on you, and you have to also now acknowledge the fact that. Or is it different?
9%.
Or is it different? Or is it different when it's something you morally don't agree with, right? Then it doesn't fall back on you in a white race. It only fall back on that individual, right?
Yes, I agree with that.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're not logical, and you just said that you make up your own parameters.
How am I not logical?
Because you're making up your own parameters. You're not even logically fluent in your argument. You're saying that, I make special occasions when it's something I morally don't agree with, but when it's something I do morally agree with, then it falls back on all of us.
What are you rambling on about? I'm saying I agree.
Bye, bro. You lost. Anything
against
else?
Me and my race as much
Anything
as
else?
Sure.
All right. So you should be held accountable for another white person raping a kid, right? That should also be something you should be held accountable for.
Why should I be held accountable?
Because it's a part of the white race. Just like you said, if another white person does something else, you should be held accountable for that.
Involvement.
Oh, now it's not direct involvement. Look how you keep changing your argument, bro. Hey, my nigga, stop fucking getting sturdy, my nigga. Put your feet on the ground.
If it's 99 out of 100, then sure.
Stop getting sturdy and put your feet on the ground, my nigga. We not tanging, bro. I need you to be grounded for this conversation.
You've not proved me wrong.
I have proved you wrong. I'm going to explain it perfectly right here. You said, all right, I said, well, so you said it's logical to use crime statistics, and it would be logical for somebody to make an assumption off of your race based off them crime statistics. You said yes. And then I said, okay, why is that the case? You said because it falls back on the white people. It's by white people, so it falls back on us. I said, okay, bet. So can we use the same logic for white people that also rape children? And then you said no. And then I said, why not? And you said because it has nothing to do with me. But it should, because it's a white people, and all white people should be held accountable.
No, you said, am I responsible? You said, am I responsible directly for that other person?
Yes, just like you. Are you responsible for the crime statistics directly? I asked you that, and you said yes.
Listen, listen to me for 20 seconds.
You'll get your entire time to talk. I'm going to say this one last part, and then you get your time to talk. Because at first, I'm not going to let this over. I asked you, are you responsible for the crime statistics of those white people? And you said, yes, I am directly responsible because I am a part of the white race. So now it doesn't matter whatever you're about to say, because you already said that you were responsible for the crime statistics of it being violent. So you also are responsible responsible for the crime statistics of raping children. Make your baseless argument that doesn't matter anymore. Let me hear it.
Okay, so the way you're wording that, you're making it seem as I am directly responsible or had something to do with it. If 99% of white men were doing that act, then sure, look at me and say, this guy's definitely going to do it too. If only 1 out of 100 are doing it, then you shouldn't have that
99%.
stigma because it's still unlikely.
So
Does
let me
that
show you
make
how
sense
this.
to you?
Yes, but that logic is flawed because 99% of white men aren't being murderers. But you said that murder statistic can still fall back on you, and you should be held accountable for
But
that.
yeah, at that point, it's extremely
what is the
likely that I
difference?
would also be a murderer then.
Hold on, but what is the difference between murderers who also aren't 99% of men and rapists of children who also are not 99% of white men? It doesn't matter. You're just making an exception for ones that you morally have no problem taking accountable burden for, and the ones that you do have an
Well, no, it only really matters.
You're just saying it
if
doesn't
it's
matter. No, that's exactly what you're saying.
the number only really matters if it's disproportionate to the average. If it's for a
No,
bad
that's
thing and
not
it's
what
much
you
higher
said
than
at
the average,
first.
then it's an issue.
And it is. I'm sorry to tell you, but 71% of all child-related PRN, prawn, you know what I'm talking about, put the O in there, cases are done by white men. White men. White men don't make up 71% of any single country, I'm sorry to tell you. Except for like European countries maybe. But I'm talking about specifics of American. So that's a majority right there. So now you're saying that you have to.
Okay, but I could give you 10 more. I could do you 10.
Now you're saying that
10
child. Now you're saying
more
that child
to do with
prone.
violence.
Now you're saying that child prone should also follow back on you because remember you said it has to be majority for it to fall back on you. I've just showed you a majority case. So would you agree that child prone falls back on you?
You could say I'm more likely, then sure.
So you're admitting that you're more likely to watch child prone than me, is what you're saying right now.
Compared to other races, if their average is lower, yes.
Bro, I gotta get you off, bro.
I would be more likely in that.
Like, bro. Yo, I'm gonna take a break for like 30 minutes. I'm gonna get back on live. Like, I do want to continue to go live for y'all, bro, but that is just insane, bro. Why did you kick him, bro? Like, y'all niggas are slow, bro. If you think I'm about to just let somebody stay up here that just said the date. Y'all are crazy, bro. Not y'all, but these niggas is crazy joining up, bro. Hold on, I gotta get my man's iFleas in here real quick. Hold on. Yo, iFleas, where you go, bro? Join back. Yo, iFleas, where he go? Yo, iFleas left. No, bro. I can't believe it. He was in here for 2 seconds. AIE. Yo, iFleas, you in here, bro? No, he not here. He left, yo. I'm sorry. All right, look. I'm going to go back live in a little bit, bro. I need to take a little break. My brain is going mush right now, bro. I appreciate everybody that came out here and had a respectful debate. I'm about to go get fried, bro. I'm going to keep it a beam. I need to go get fried, bro. And anybody that say weed make you forget things, no, it don't, bro. Sometimes it do, but I be cool. I can still debate, so don't worry, y'all. I'm good. I promise. I promise.